What's going on, guys? Bart here with Working the Shoot, and today we're going to get into 10 stipulation matches that you may have forgotten or didn't know happened at WrestleMania. You're going to let me know down below if I missed any of your favorites or more disappointing ones. You let me know your thoughts on the ones I'm presenting today, and let's get into it. But before we get into it, I want to thank all of you for stopping by, liking, commenting, sharing, all that beautiful YouTube stuff. We're here to try to build a community of wrestling fans. If you like AEW, WWE, old school wrestling, new school wrestling, and WA wrestling, let me know. And we can all get together and have ourselves a good old time bonding over wrestling. But let's get into it. 10 stipulation matches in WrestleMania history. The first one I'm going to get into is Bobby Lashley versus Umaga at WrestleMania 23, dubbed the Battle of the Billionaires. The loser was going to get their hair shaved off, and ultimately, Bobby Lashley was representing Donald Trump, Umaga was representing Vince McMahon, and Bobby Lashley had won the match, thus creating the scenario that Vince had gotten his hair shaved off that day, which he did. He'd go weeks after that wearing weird-looking fedoras and stuff like that. Yeah, it was just basically, this match was two people being used by billionaires to see who can make a better choice of two big beefy men slapping man meat with each other. And Trump came up on top. Somehow he always comes up on top. Number 9. And these aren't really in any real particular order of importance, just ones that have come to me or I came across, and I was like, yes, I'm going to go over that one. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 for the IC title. It was a ladder match, presented as the first ladder match in WWE. Shawn Michaels was Intercontinental Champion at the time. He had to step away due to injury, I believe. Thus, a tournament was given, and Razor Ramon won that tournament to become the new Intercontinental Championship holder. When Shawn came back, he said he never lost the championship, that Razor was the fake champion. Razor said that Shawn had to run away and, recover, so he's not the real champ. So they settled it. A unification of the Intercontinental Championships at WrestleMania 10 with a ladder match. Razor Ramon won. And this match, I still feel is one of the best ladder matches around, because they only used really one ladder throughout the whole match. They weren't building connect sets and all these other sets to try to make it look... and I get it, you're trying to be safe, you're trying to be innovative and this and that, but I don't think that there's much more to do with ladders and chairs and tables that has been done already, and doesn't overstep the bounds of safety. So, but yeah, Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. This match was great. One of my more memorable matches of WrestleMania history. Number 8, Bret Hart versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13, a submission match. These two guys couldn't be further away from each other as far as character-wise, the style of fighting that they do, the type of characters that they are. Bret Hart has always showing himself to be pretty much a straight-laced dude. Not saying he doesn't like drink or anything like that, but you'd be very surprised to probably see a joint in his hand and him acting like a frat boy on a Friday night, even back in his younger years. He's very much about dedicating his life to, technical wrestling and stuff. Stone Cold is a brawler, a drinker, a bird flipper, all these things, cuss word spew and all that stuff, right? But both equally men made out of iron and steel, and when these two butted heads, it turned out to be one of the more iconic matches of WrestleMania history. It's had one of the more iconic imageries that still sustains today, with Bret Hart having Stone Cold in the sharpshooter and Stone Cold just pouring blood out of his forehead, and didn't tap out or anything. That the match had to end with him passing out, and Bret Hart still cinching it in. And this is where we see one of the more infamous double turn moments, where Bret Hart went in as a good guy and left a bad guy, and Stone Cold went into the match as a bad guy and came out as a good guy. And accumulation of a lot of stuff was happening for Stone Cold at that time, and this was really the icing on the cake. The King of the Ring winning tournament, all these things that led up to him blowing up as a superstar. This is one of the more earlier pieces for him, and definitely cemented Bret Hart as a great worker. Number 6, the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. This was the first one before it became a pay-per-view, before it became its own entity. The match was created to, be a showcase type of match where it was the first of its kind. The winner will get up, grab the Money in the Bank briefcase, and have a whole year to be able to cash in anytime, anywhere, for any title. Which would be funny if Braun Strowman won the Money in the Bank ladder match one day and challenged for the Raw Women's Championship. That would be, to me, hysterical for some reason. But we have Edge, Christian, Jericho, Kane, Benoit, and Shelton Benjamin. You couldn't have asked for a better combination of 6 men for this initial match type. Kane maybe was a little left out, one of those that could have been replaced. But overall, you probably needed a big guy to help offset some of this other stuff. But great match, great workers in it. And the concept still lasts out through today with it. It recently was canceled. I believe the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, but they're still going to continue to have the match, but I think they're going to just try to limit it to some other way. But yeah, the Money in the Bank, the first Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 21. Number 5, WrestleMania 17. Big WrestleMania that was, gosh. But Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon, a father versus son match. We will see the McMahon family turn on each other throughout the whole history of them being characters. But ultimately what this was, this story accumulated in Vince McMahon having an affair on his wife, who was in a catatonic state at the time. He was having an affair with Trish Stratus, he would like smooch her in front of the catatonic wife and really treat the wife and Trish Stratus like a couple garbage bags, man. And this guy with women, his relationship with women is really baffling and outstanding. He even once wanted to be the father of his daughter's child in storyline. When she became pregnant in real life with Triple H's kid, Vince wanted to be the father in storyline, and she was like, no. Nope. She shut that shit right down like Negan. What about you? No. If it's not Triple H, it's going to be nobody, right, in storyline. Come on. Like what type of degenerate this guy was sometimes, but I think this was also the rivalry where he had Trish Stratus barking like a dog in her thongs and underwear and bra and stuff, and just having her bark on her hands and feet like a dog. Yeah. Thankfully, Shane won this match. Linda got her up from her catatonic state and brought Vince to Dick Punch City. Shane hits his moves. 1, 2, 3. Everyone's happy. Number 4, Triple H versus Undertaker. WrestleMania 25. I want to say 25. Hell in a Cell match. Shawn Michaels as referee. This was gearing up to be like an end of an era match. These were some of the last few guys left over from the generation before that were getting maybe too old to continue matches on a regular basis. And it was a really decent match, man. I thought it was a great match. The storytelling behind it. And then the final image of them three standing on the top of the ramp and everything was really something that you're not going to get too many more of these moments, because it just feels like a whole new way when it comes to the WWE. There are some standout stars, but it feels like there's not many individual stars like they used to be in the WWE. A lot of them just seem to be like run-of-the-mill, cut from the same cloth. But, Triple H versus Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell match. Number 3, WrestleMania number 1 gets an appearance here with Andre the Giant versus Big John Studd in a $15,000 body slam contest. Basically, it was Andre saying that to anyone who can body slam him, they'll get $15,000, and Big John Studd answered the call for WrestleMania 1. That's why at WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant was such a big moment to happen, because at that time in the WWE, Andre the Giant had never really been slammed, so to speak, but there was plenty of times in his career that he's been body slammed, but of course WWE has to make it like they're always the first or something like that, which it's whatever, man. It's whatever. I always love businesses that are like the place of the real lemonade, or the place of the original lemonade, or the place of the first lemonade, and it's like, okay, all right, yeah, like whatever, but you catch me. So go check that out. I love Andre the Giant. Number 2, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania 34, mixed tag team match. Of course, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey won this match. It was her first match. She had just gotten signed. At that time, she was a very well-known MMA fighter, and I'm sure she still is known by people in the MMA world. You know, part of her character is that in WWE. But yeah, basically, Kurt Angle took her under his wing to go face off against Triple H and Steph. Ronda got some licks in, even against Triple H, and even though now lately she seems to have dipped off in popularity the way she was initially, I think that she's had a very decent career, a good rookie year, and I just think that this was a great way to introduce her and to get her licks in on them when not many regular stars were able to give them their up and comings. Was a really good thing to watch. Lastly, but not least, WrestleMania 22, the Double Deuce, Edge versus Mick Foley in a hardcore match. This was at Edge's Rated R Superstar stage, and he was going to be the best at everything. He wanted to be the best technical wrestler, hardcore fighter, this fighter, that fighter, and Mick Foley and him just had a great rivalry that accumulated at the hardcore match. Some great imagery there, going through a flaming table and all that. Yeah, Edge and Mick Foley have had some great matches. Definitely go check that out if you like hardcore matches. Some really big bumps going on there. And that's my list for right now of 10 stipulation matches at WrestleMania history. If you're interested in finding out if there's any more, you let me know down below. Give this button a like and comment down below. And until next time, peace.